What's up, metalheads? It is I, Eric, here with another reaction video. But what we're going to do is we're going to talk Metallica. They just dropped a new album today. How many of you got it? Did you get it? I don't have it to show because my vinyl is actually coming on the 18th, which is Tuesday. I pre-ordered it on Amazon, and typically Amazon's pretty good at shipping it out, and I get it right on the day of the release. But I guess this one I'm getting it on Tuesday. Might go to Target later and see if I can get my hands on the Target exclusive vinyl. I think it's going for like $40, so I'll have it tonight, hopefully, if it's not sold out. But yeah, so I'm going to react to their new video. They dropped a new video this morning. I saw last night that they had it premiering for this morning around 7 a.m. I just woke up about an hour ago, and I haven't watched it yet. It looks like it's it's a long one, 7 minutes and 39 seconds. So I won't go too long in this intro here. It's called Sleepwalk My Life Away. How many of you are right now sleepwalking your life away? You wouldn't know if you're watching this because you're sleepwalking, right? When was your first experience with Metallica? Me, I go way back. I'm 54 years old. I'm living in my mom's basement. Check it out. No, this is my bedroom. So I grew up in the 80s. I want to say I discovered Metallica around 85, maybe. It was about, yeah, Ride the Lightning came out. I know it came out in 84, but I think it was about 85 is when I first got the record. Might have got it actually in 84. I remember I was just starting a band with my high school friends, and we were just learning our instruments, and we put on Ride the Lightning, and me and my bass player were just trying to figure those songs out, and you know, we were stumped because we just didn't know what we were doing on our instruments. But later on, my bass player, he took guitar lessons because I couldn't afford them, so he would take lessons and then bring them home and show me what he learned. And so I kind of like had piggyback lessons. Anyway, hand-me-downs lessons. So one of the first songs we learned was Fade to Black. And then, you know, getting a guitar magazine. Back then, you could get the guitar magazine. It had the tablature. You know, now everything's online. You could just learn everything, you know, YouTube videos and things. And I typically learn everything by ear. I don't read music. I could read tablature. That's about it. But, so, you know, Master of Puppets, Ride the Lightning, Kill 'Em All. You know, Kill 'Em All, the first album, Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets. And Justice for All, that's when I saw them on tour with Queensryche. That's the first time and only time I've seen Metallica. It was a really kick-ass show. They were kind of sloppy, which I really liked. Queensryche was perfectly sounding just like the record, which, you know, all these bands are talking about backing tracks these days. I don't think Queensryche was using backing tracks. It's just they had very good, you know, you had Chris DeGarmo on vocals, which I think he carried a lot of those backing vocals for Jeff Tate. And a lot of the vocals that Jeff didn't do, like on stage, Chris DeGarmo took that position. I think Eddie Jackson too. I just saw Queensryche a couple weeks ago, and Eddie Jackson was doing a lot of great backing vocals. So I think he's a really good singer as well. Enough of Queensryche. Metallica. That's what we're talking about, and we're going to react to the video "Sleepwalk My Life Away." But yeah, I saw Metallica in Fresno, California in 1988, I believe it was the year, at the Salon Arena, and it was just a great show. I love sloppiness. I love hearing live music. I love hearing mistakes, and that's what they did, a lot of little mistakes on that. And Justice for All, the record, I like that album, man. I want to love it, but every time I put it on, I get kind of bored of it. It just seems like every song kind of sounds the same. And then Black Album, they lost me after Black Album. Black Album is good. I just got it not too long ago on vinyl, and I just started listening to it again after a long time. And I can appreciate it a little bit more now than when it came out. Same with Death Magnetic. Hardwired, the album before this new one. What did you guys think of that? I felt it was way too long of an album. There's some good songs on there, but it's just kind of long and forgettable. Let's see what 72 Seasons brings. Is it going to be kind of album that everyone's hyped out? I mean, look at all the promotion they're doing. Jimmy Kimmel every single night. Freaking this world tour with where they're playing just weekends only, 2 different sets, 2 different opening acts on each night. You know, they're going all out, man. I think they're doing I think they're going to do a free concert where in Texas, I think it's in August, and they're going to be able, for people who can't afford tickets to the show, you're going to be able to go to a movie theater and watch it live at the theater. Like, so they're going to film that show in Texas live. It's 2 nights in Texas, and I guess you're going to be able to go there and check it out. So I'll probably do that because they're not coming to Portland, Oregon. They're coming to Seattle, and it's hard for me to get to Seattle. So I'm going to have to miss them. But the good thing is, 72 Seasons is coming out. I feel like here's my thing with bands that release a lot of singles before the album comes out. All this hype of the album, they release way too many singles. And then what happens is when the album comes out, everyone's all into it. And then 2 months later, there's no more videos. And then the album just kind of disappears because they released all the videos and singles way before the album comes out. So I think bands need to, and I understand it's the way the music industry is now and the climate, but somebody needs to make that change to where just release like one single or something, like about maybe a month before the record. And then after the record comes out, start putting out new videos and stuff. Because that way the album can stay in longevity. And I think that's what Queensryche plans to do, even though they released a lot of videos before their album came out, but they plan to release a bunch of videos throughout the next year or throughout this year just to keep the momentum going of that album, because it is a phenomenal album. The last Queensryche album, Digital Noise Alliance. I'm going to have to do a reaction video to one of those songs. So let's get into it. Enough of my blabbing. Metallica, Sleepwalk My Life Away. It's 7 minutes long, so hopefully you hang out, press the subscribe button and all that good stuff, and hopefully I don't lose you halfway through this song. I haven't even heard the song yet. Again, I know you can stream it right now, but I'm waiting for the record before I listen to the whole thing. So I'm going to hear this song for the very first time, so let's check it out. This is Metallica, Sleepwalk My Life Away, in 1, 2, 3. Ooh, the sunset. Or the sunrise, I mean. I was looking at it upside down. Sunset. I'm liking it so far. Very cinematic. Digging that bass. That's Robert Trujillo. His old band opened up for my band one time at the Whiskey A Go Go. I'll tell you all about it later. I love the visuals so far. I dig it.
Take a deep waking breath, hope the blood arrives. Burn my eyes with the sword and pretend I'm alive.
I'm not a drummer, I just like the air drum.
Strong as past
I'm a guitar player
light warming disappears.
and a bass player
Like a cold
and a singer.
fire. Should I fall down.
Ooh, I know the words. I know you've heard the song before.
You come round. Wake me, caught in the spell I'm dreaming. Wake me, day after day repeating.
Pretty good song.
Wake me, sleepwalk my life away. Stagger on through the fog in the midnight sun, shouting out at the shapes of the nameless no ones. All isn't what it seems. Can I comprehend it? Captive inside a dream where the dawn won't end it. Should I fall?
Well, those rocks are gonna hit him. Whatever that is. whatever planet they're on. Planet Metallica, owned by Tony Simmons.
Caught in the spell I'm dreaming.
Got virtual fade on today.
Day after day repeating. Wake me, sleepwalk my life away.
All right, let's see what Kirk Hammett got. Such a slot. Oh yeah! Yeah! The same tempo on this. What's up? Yeah! What's up? Yeah! Please walk my life away! Oh my goodness. Sleep light my life away!
Should I fall down? Would you come round? Wake me, caught in the spell I'm dreaming. Wake me, day after day repeating. Wake me, sleepwalk my life away.
Oh wow, 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 wow. Woo! Oh my God! What a reaction that was! Directed by Tim Sassenti. He's got to be Italian, right? Tim Sassenti. All right. Okay. What did you think? A few little notes I like to make. It's a good song. You know, one thing I've kind of been a little bit annoyed by Metallica is not. I mean, the song it's a good sounding song. It's you guys have to understand. There's no way we're ever going to get Master Puppets, Metallica, or Ride the Lightning, or even Kill 'Em All. There's a little bit of Kill 'Em All flavor in some of the new songs that I've heard. But as far as like that Ride the Lightning and those classic, like just chunky, heavy riffs, you know, we're never going to get that anymore. We just have to sort of, there's something that did with Metallica around Saint Anger. And I don't know if it has something to do with Robert Trujillo joining the band. You know, because he comes from a very funk background, playing with Suicidal Tendencies, Infectious Grooves. Yeah, a quick story about that. Infectious Grooves opened up for my old band Will-O-Wisp back at the Whiskey A Go-Go. I can't remember what year it was, sometime in the early 2000s. Will-O-Wisp, we were headlining the Whiskey for the first time. We couldn't find any local bands to sell tickets. They didn't want to pay to play. They didn't want to have to sell tickets. So it was down to the wire, so the Whiskey threw on a bunch of acts that were coming through town. Infectious Grooves played at 8 o'clock. Johnny Van Zant, I don't think he was doing Leonard Skinner at the time. I think he was just doing the solo stuff. And he opened up as well. So I always like to say, yeah, Johnny Van Zant, Leonard Skinner, and Robert Trujillo opened up for my band. But it was just basically like a fluke. You know, they had to throw somebody on there. And it was cool. It drew a lot of a nice crowd. Anyway, so my thing about the guitar sound, it's just, they got this twangy kind of, they do this riff like, like they do it like in almost every song. And especially if you listen to Saint Anger, I always want to like that album. I know people complain about the drum sound. For me, the drum sound's not a big deal. It's that when you put it on, every song kind of sounds the same. And you just kind of, you could put it on and think, okay, I'm going to get into this record. I'm going to read the lyrics along with it. I'm just going to engulf myself into this record. But then I try that, and it just goes in one ear and out the other, and it just starts to sound like a big mess of the same song over and over and over. But then Death Magnetic came out. There's some good songs in that, but then they can't get away from that weird twangy riff that they do, and the guitar sound has changed. I don't know if it's those Les Pauls that they're using. I know Kirk Hammett was on Howard Stern. He bought Peter Green's the Greenie guitar or whatever. Supposedly $2 million, but Kirk is denying that he paid that much for it. But it's a very legendary guitar. A lot of like Hendrix and Clapton, a lot of legendary guitar players that played on it as well. But yeah, there's something about the guitar sound. It's like, but take that away, it's a good song. I think it's a little bit too long for that kind of a song. It just seems kind of repetitive. The video was good. I like the cinematics. I love the visuals of it. Again, it just felt like, where was it going? Where was it? I was expecting there to be some kind of cool storyline, but it was just a band on the moon somewhere playing their instruments, you know, or whatever. So yeah, what did you guys think? Drop it in the comments. Are you looking forward to this new album? I know there's 12 songs on it, I believe. Could be wrong, maybe 13. 72 Seasons, the bright yellow. I'm wondering if I got my sunglasses already. I was hoping maybe the record comes with free sunglasses, because that album cover is so freaking bright. You know, so it's going to hurt a lot of people's eyes when they get it in the mail. They're going, holy shit, I'm blind. So I got mine on, man. I'm making sure that shit don't blind my ass. I just want to make a quick note. This cap I'm wearing, this beanie, I got it from Edge of Life Designs. So I just want to give them a little bit of a plug. Edge of Life Designs. I'm gonna put their link in my description. If you could read that, maybe you could check them out. They got a lot of cool shit, like beanie caps and t-shirts with a lot of cool designs on them. Edge of Life Designs. And they'll send you this cool little postcard with it. I thought it was a sticker at first, but maybe it is. I just don't know how to peel it. Because I want to put it on my dress. I got a bath. And I got Season of Mist. Season of Mist is a great record label. A lot of good bands on there. Get out there, get to name Metallica. Always support physical music if you can. I know everyone streams now, but if you can, get out there and buy the real copy. That's, you know, I know Metallica don't need more money, but, you know, the people that put that stuff together, you know, they have a hard job, man. I guess Metallica has their own record pressing plant now, so, but they still have to have people press those things for them. And, you know, so you're supporting not just Metallica, you're supporting all the labor that goes into putting that packaging together and shipping it to you and all that good stuff, and the distributors and just all of the people behind the scenes. So if you really love a band, get out there and get their music physically if you can. And it's nice to collect that stuff. I mean, you can actually hold it in your hands while you're listening to it, read the lyrics, read the liner notes, and look at the pictures and all that good stuff. You know, when you're streaming, it's just like, boop, okay, next song, boop, next song, boop, click that song, or skip that song, boop, boop. You know, I was doing that for a couple of years before I got back into collecting vinyl in 2019. But before that, I was doing the streaming thing. And I was thinking, you know what? I'm missing something. There's something. I love music. It's been my whole life, and it still is my whole life. But there's something I'm missing from just streaming music. You know, I was buying the records on iTunes, and, you know, the album art. That's all I could see was just the art of the album. And but I was missing something. So I bought a record player and got some friend gave me a Kiss record out of his collection, and it went from there. So now I got about 800 records since 2019. I got a bunch of CDs too, and now I'm getting into cassettes, because cassettes are coming back and they're starting to sound really good now, and their packaging looks really nice. And you know, I'm running out of room, so I got to get down to cassettes, I guess. But anyway, so get out there, support music, just keep music alive. It's never going to die unless the backing tracks come and kill it all for rock music, but we won't let that happen. All right, everyone, horns up, peace out. Be kind to each other. All right, take care.